Whakarongoa kia wau ki te hirea waha a Māori e ki mai e. Toi ia te waka nei, kia maunu ki te wai, whiua kei tana matau, mau ake tōna ika, ko Aotearoa, hūtia, ka eke ki ngā whakaete e te mai ko Hikurangi. E ngai iwi take o te ao, nei rā kumihi, kia tātou katoa. Tēnā tātou I o tātou mate, rātou kia rātou, tātou nei, kia tātou ana. Ti hai, Mãori ora. To my Indigenous whānau, family all over the world, kia ora. Hello. Greetings, kia ora. I acknowledge you all, and just as importantly, I acknowledge all of our ancestors. Now, I must quickly say I make no apologies. I will be laughing at my own jokes because there is no one else here to do it. But not on that one. I also want to congratulate you all for engaging with this awesome platform, especially during the current situation in the world. So, Think Indigenous, yes, that is cool. I've been checking out loads of the videos on this, and they are awesome. Go, keep watching them, keep engaging, because I know I will be. And I also want to shout out to Brother Curtis, who invited me to speak here today. So, oh heck, it's been 1:30 and you still don't know who I am. Let's fix that. Whānau, I'm a Māori from Aotearoa. Our colonisers called our beautiful country New Zealand. We're a couple of islands off the east coast of, be about there on your screen, or maybe here, of Australia. My tribe is the Great Ngāti Porou, our main ancestor being Porou Ariki te matatara a whare te tuhi maraikura arau. My immediate whānau or family itself comes from this very small, very insanely small town called Tiki Tiki in the far east coast of the North Island. And for those of you who don't speak Māori, Tiki Tiki literally translates, well, the best I could probably come up with is centre of the universe. My name is Abel Johnston, and this is my Indigenous in Digital class. My nickname is Koro, which in Te Reo Māori means granddad, and you'll figure out why soon. I myself am a student in Māori and Indigenous development. I also teach Māori culture, a little bit of language, a little bit of performance at my home institution, predominantly to Indigenous and international students. My greatest native skill, though, I'd have to say, is doing the dishes. It's a good one. My passion is my culture, my community, which is the Indigenous community, indigeneity as a whole, and education. So today, I'd like to share with you, whānau, let's say just three things that I love about my culture. Three things inside Te Ao Māori, the Māori world. And I'll try and give you like a little word or a concept to go with each of them, just so you can see how we as Māori engage with the world. And you can see, maybe there's some similarities. If there is some, chuck them in the comments. I will be reading them. Yeah, let's get into it. It's been 4 minutes. I'm taking too long. Our first word, whānau, our first kind of thing I want to take us through is pono. So that's po, no. Pono. I'll give you a second to say it after me. Pono. Boom, you got it. Perfect. I heard you. Even though I can't hear you physically, I hear you spiritually. And pono is one of the most beautiful words we have in our culture, and I think it goes underappreciated. Pono is truth. It is principle, like how we value ourselves. It's discovery as well. Pono is like an understanding of the world around us and the world inside us. And so it encompasses what we call hauora, or our whole health, our whole everything that makes our world. So that is spiritual, that's social, that's mental, emotional, and it's physical. We consider that all part of our internal and external health, or our world. So why is that so important? I mean, you fellas know we're Indigenous, but in terms of a Māori perspective, a word I'm going to put in with it now, and now I'm not swearing at you, whānau, but you'll hear it. There's a slight funny sound in some of our words. How I look at pono is through a concept we have called whakapapa. Whakapapa. And so whakapapa for us is genealogy. And it's how we position ourselves in the world. It's how we know who we are as Māori. And so I'll take you back to the dawn of time, the dawn of Māori time. So in the beginning, there was Rangi Nui, the Sky Father, who you can see if you look outside and look upwards, and Papa Tuanuku, who is the Earth Mother, who you can see if you look out the window and look downwards. And so in the beginning, they were in an eternal embrace, which I guess wasn't really eternal in the end because they're not together anymore. But it was for a very, very long time. In between them, in this tiny space here, this tiny space, there was 70 suns. 70. Yeah, I mean, I'm stuck in my apartment by myself right now, and even this is a little bit too much for me. Imagine being stuck in this sort of space with 70 others. And so Rangi and Papa, well, eventually they were separated by their sons. And everyone in between are the gods of what we consider to be the Māori world. So the main one for us as mankind is Tāne Mahuta, or also known as Tāne Nuiarangi. And Tāne is the god of the forests. And so through Tāne, we are related to the trees and the birds, but not the bees. That's another story. But we use all them to tie together to make more. That's another story. Tāne's brothers, we have Tangaroa, god of the oceans. And so from him we get whales, sharks, octopuses, what are they called? Crustacea, mollusks, mussels, oysters, clams, all of that. Through another one, we have Tāwhiri Mātea, god of the winds. And so his 4 sons are the main winds on earth. And so we're related to the winds as well. And in our world, through whakapapa, we can see how we're related to everything around us. The hills, the rivers, the valleys, the mouths of rivers, everything. We're all related to it. And so you could say, the stars, the sun, the moon, we're all related. Like a ginormous family tree, I should say family forest, everywhere. And so as a Māori, when we look at the world, we go, oh my gosh, they're cutting down my cousins over there, the forests. And so we will go and protect the forests. And so we as Māoris, kind of familial environmentalists, we're related to everything. Hey, stop touching my cousin, leave that tree alone. and that's because of the understanding we have of our genealogy. And that's through all of us alive too, all of us as humans, but we'll get into that a little bit deeper in a second. So that is pono, the internal understanding. The next one I want to share with you, whānau, is tika. And tika is another beautiful word that always comes with pono. They're kind of like the part and parcel, here's pono, here's tika. And they always, no matter what happens, come back together. Oh, I got it. So I've got to show off sometimes, Tika is it's correct, like something is correct. It's also integrity. If I want to be fancy with it, I would say something like tika is the manifestation of pono. It's us practicing it. And so now we've got the kind of the philosophy. Now we have to put it into practice. If that makes sense. So with that, we're going to take another, I'm not swearing at you again, we had whakapapa, we're going to bring another one in with the same sound, which is whakawhanaungatanga, which I would say is more the practice of whakapapa nowadays. And so that's a big word, whakawhanaungatanga. And so in there we have that word whānau again, family. And to be really posh and use the colonial language, whakawhanaungatanga is to make familial relations of those of which we are not directly related. Or to put it in a way we will understand, whakawhanaungatanga is something like when you go, hey bro! But it's not just saying, hey bro, it's like, hey bro, you're actually my brother. And through whakawhanaungatanga, we also look at who everyone else is. So we want to understand them. So in the Māori world, normally the first question a Māori will ask someone else is, where are you from? Because we want to figure out who they're related to, who they might know, so we can find connections between us. It's really beautiful. I mean, I've met people before and we'll start talking and we'll talk for 3 hours, come back, talk for another 3 hours another day and still not know each other's names. It's really cool, you know. And that's because names don't matter. We want to understand. We want to have the pono. And we want to practice it. We want to talk, you know. Oh, who do you know? Oh, you're from you're from Saskatchewan. Oh, do you know Curtis? Yeah, I know. And the, you know, we make a connection, you know. Or maybe some Cree or Métis people will come here and they go, oh, you know Jason? We'll go, yeah, I know. Yeah, I work for him. And then boom, there's another connection. That's whakawhanaungatanga. And so we got like the idea, but then we got the modern practice. And this is because of that genealogy. And also because of other relations. We want to understand how everyone's connected so we can work together, you know. And that's, oh, man, it's so powerful. It is so powerful for networking, for just connecting, you know, and staying connected. And that's why I love whakawhanaungatanga. And that's in part of that tika, that practice. Now, lastly, in these three things we look at aroha. 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 Oh, I'll give you a second. Aroha. 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 Go. Oh, stop it. I heard that one too. Beautiful. Keep up the good work, fun. Aroha means to focus your life energy, well, your breath, but your breath is your life, into something. So it's like, people say love, but I think it's deeper than that. It's literally imbuing someone else with your effort, with your energy. So it's like when you're being nice to someone, you're investing in them. And in doing so, you get closer towards death, if that makes sense, because we have X amount of time in your life. And then the more you invest in someone, the closer you're naturally getting towards the end. And so that's aroha. It's us literally giving you part of our life. And that's why I think it's so beautiful. It's a very deep connecting love. And so aroha, if I was to put it into an example, is how we uplift each other, how we support each other in the Māori world. And these are through waiata songs and through haka. And if you don't know what haka is, H-A-K-A, I recommend you Google it. That'll pass a good half an hour for you. Waiata are songs, and haka is, you can Google it, H-A-K-A. When there's a birth, whenever there's a death, a graduation, something cool happened, you're in the mood to do a haka or do a waiata. Weddings, whenever there's an occasion or a feeling, Māori will stand up and perform. We'll sing songs, we will do a haka, and support of the whatever's happening. Maybe it's the event in support of someone, and it's a way of kind of tying tika pono and aroha together. So we have the understanding, we have the practice, and now we have the kind of glue that holds it all together, which is the love. So we have the I want to understand, I want to do right, but love will tie it all together. And that's really common understanding in the Māori world. And so, I mean, there's tons of songs. For instance, e toru ngā mea nunui e ki ana ngā tipuna ko te tika, ko te pono, ko te mea nui, ko te aroha. There are three important things according to the ancestors: tika, pono, and aroha. So we have songs that say that, and that's one of the most common songs in the Māori world. We sing it everywhere, and it reminds us of who we are. And I think that's really, really cool. I'm a huge, huge fan of Māori songs, and every tribe has their own anthems. There's hundreds of famous Māori songs in our communities, and it's a way of holding identity. It's a way of being Māori, you know? And in a way, post-colonization, practicing these has been decolonizing, if you want to be. Check over the shoulders. Always make sure the colonizers aren't listening. Our performances, we use for protest, but we also use at the same time for bringing us together. And when we practice as Māori, tika, pono, and aroha, I mean, what more can you ask for? Whānau, I haven't got a lot more to say on that. Heaven forbid. Oh, sorry, not that. That's somewhere else. The 10 and or 12 heavens of the Māori world forbid that I keep going on forever. So whānau, this has been a little bit of a beautiful experience. Please, if you have any questions, chuck them in the comments. I would love to engage with you. If you have anything else, let me know. Feel free to send Curtis notifications as well, just to annoy him. Otherwise, whānau, stay strong in these hard times. Stay safe, stay sanitary, stay indigenous. And if you're ever wavering, remember, have the understanding that this won't last forever. Practice being kind to each other and tie it all together with the love. And with that, I think we'll be okay. But that's just a little Māori perspective. I te iwi, e hika mā. Thank you very much for the opportunity to speak with you. Tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa. Ka pine ha koe au, I te pine o te aroha, I te pine kore nei e wahikura e. That is a little bit of a chat with a Māori. Kia ora rai te iwi. Boom. Boom.